Hello, my name is William King. This is my research project of how can I build a server computer on a budget of $500 using mostly recycled parts. The first step is attaching the CPU to the motherboard. Simply align the triangle on the CPU to the spot on the motherboard where it has the same triangle. Flip the switch over and you install the CPU. The next step is to install the RAM. We're using 2 sticks today. Simply align it properly into the second and fourth for using 2 sticks, and if you're just using 1 stick, just use the first slot. Wait for it to click, and you've installed the RAM. The next step is to install the CPU cooler. Align the holes, screw in, and just like that, CPU cooler is installed. The next step is to get the hard drive and install it into the case. So, easiest way to install it, find the holes on the side of the case. Simply make sure that the plugs are on the outside. Slot them into the bay and align them with the holes. The last step, or the second last step, is to install the power supply. Simply find where the power supply is going to go. In this case, it is at the top. With the shroud at the back facing towards the back, grab the cables and move them out of the way. Slot it into the case, push it through, and screw it in.
The first step is to put the 24 pin, which is located roughly in the right hand middle of the case. And then is the CPU cable, which is located at the top left. Then the SATA cables, which for this case is going into the hard drive and to the disk drive. Then from there it is putting in the peripheral cables, which is anything peripheral wise. And then the last step is for any case cables, so any LED lights coming from the case, USBs at the front, any speakers, and the power button cable.
The last step is to boot the system, like so. And as you can see, the system has power, which means the system has been correctly built. And the last step is to set up the networking sharing settings. The last step is to make the server accessible over the network. For Windows 7, go to Network and Sharing, then to change to Advanced Sharing Settings. Go to Media Streaming, make sure that all devices are allowed to connect to it over the internet, and just like that, the server is being made accessible over the internet. Next, go to a different device, go to the files, and wait until you see the server pop up on your files, and you can drag and drop any files or extract any files from the server. And just like that, the server has been fully completed and anyone can access it over the network.